see fans singing our Stars Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
The action tonight out at Capital One Center as the Washington Wizards play against the Detroit Pistons. Well, for Detroit, they're not having the season they might have hoped for, but facing a team currently in the playoff conversation, they have a chance to make up some ground. So right around the halfway mark, we're starting to see MVP candidates emerge. Shaq, you won that honor back in 2000, putting up tremendous numbers.
Yeah, I had a career high in averages, points, and assists, and that was the year of my first championship, Bernie.
Shaq, do you think you should have won more than one MVP?
I sure did. I got robbed twice.
I think overall in your career you should have had 4. But in 2000, when I was working as a student analyst watching you, man, that was a great Laker team.
I appreciate you very much.
Pleasure to know you. Honor
Thanks.
to be sitting here next to you. Isn't
so.
this guy the greatest?
Man, it's Shaq Mendes.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports, a special Martin Luther King Day edition. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. And a look now at a few years' worth of data. Some of the assist numbers under the microscope for Wall.
And the trend that he's going through with his assist numbers dropping over the past few years isn't a good one. I don't want to say he's become a more selfish player because that's too harsh, but he's become a little too concerned about finding his own shot rather than creating for his teammates. He may want to rethink that.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, for all of the star power Blake Griffin had when he was in Los Angeles, it was tough for him to be the leader of the Clippers. There were bigger voices in the locker room, such as CP3 and Doc Rivers. The Pistons coach Dwayne Casey said, in Detroit, he's definitely the leader. When he speaks, everybody listens. This is his team. Kevin?
Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. Chris, tonight, 2 offenses that love to slow it down and then set it up. What was your favorite half-court play, for instance?
Oh, wow. Well, for me, it's a play called turn 4 or 5. And depending on if I was the 4 or the 5, that means that you have a guard come out. He spins out. He comes out on the wing, and he throws it into you. And then it's your job to go to work or to find a double team. So it's almost like being that point forward off the box. So any play that was called for myself in the half court, was my favorite play.
Right. I can see the play in my mind right now as you're describing it, actually.
Here we go.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Rose is out there with Kennard. Then there's Doumbouya. Then it's John Henson. And it's Griffin in at the 4. And for the Wizards, they've got Bradley Beal. Bell is out there with Thomas Bryant. And it's Wall. And it's Napier in at the 1. The three-pointer is right on target.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
All right, it's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Now here's Wall. In the game against Toronto, very impressive. Releases from 15, offensive rebound. Here's Bell, nails the baby hook.
There's no quickness guy. I mean, the high motor of Bell is what helps him come away with big rebounds.
Rose with the ball. 26 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Beal, and there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Detroit gets called for the foul.
Foul. Elbow.
And at times, Chris, reporters have talked about a rift between Beal and Wall. But you know what? Beal has nothing but great things to say about his backcourt mate.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, Bill has said himself that he believes a lot of his success is due to Wall. I mean, Bill's production with Wall sideline flourished. I mean, but Bill would much prefer to have Wall by his side.
Shooting 2.
And that one falls for Beal.
Yeah, Kevin, and it didn't happen overnight, but it's clear that Bradley Beal is a franchise player. I mean, he's worked on his game year to year, and now he's a superstar in this league.
And both free throws good for Beal. And Chris, with Beal, it's in large part due to how he has expanded his game, which means he now impacts the game more.
Yeah, well, Bill moves so much on both offense and defense. He's a very active player. He's never passive on the floor, and he looks for ways to inject himself into games. Well, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
For Detroit, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Rose passes to Griffin. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Henson trying to break free. Washington with the rebound. Their last meeting was in Detroit, where they were unable to fight off the Pistons.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
This is why you can't leave guys open around Wall. He'll notice it and exploit it.
They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
Rose against Bell. And Griffin scores. The assist by Rose.
And that was the play to make. Rose making the right read.
The Wizards have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That is his first foul of the game. Now here's Wall. T right on him. Passes it to Bryant. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Pass to Doumbouya. Bryant against Henson. 6 to shoot. Griffin against Bell. Bell with the block.
Got to respect the competitive nature of Bell. Terrific.
Oh, look at him play.
Got to enjoy watching Wall take flight. He's a sensational dunk artist.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. It's stolen by Bell. Wall with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Wall passes to Beal. And that comes off the assist by John Wall.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Rose kicks to Griffin. Henson trying to break free. A nice shot by Griffin. Griffin's got his second bucket.
You don't put up numbers like Griffin unless you can finish through the contact inside.
Outside, Wall. Now the pass to Beal. Outside, Bryant. Pass to Bell. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Griffin. Bell's shot is good.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Rose. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Passes to Kennard. He's looking for Griffin and finds him over Bell. And it's Doumbouya in the corner. Clock at 2. Shoots from the baseline. That one's off. He's now 1 for 2. And here are the Wizards now. They're on a 16-4 run right now. Bell dishes to Wall, and the layup falls. Wall's got 6 points.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Raptors. Now, here's Doumbouya. He's covered by Beal. Bryant with the rebound.
I love to see the defense exhibit some passion in protecting the rim right there.
To the paint. Lob pass to Bryant. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Rose looking around. Pass to Henson. Now, here's Doumbouya. He's covered closely. Shot clock at 6. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Kennard's shot is off.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, that's a good defender making a great play, and he does it without fouling.
Napier passes to Beal. Off target from three-point range. And the foul on Jordan Bell. That is his first foul of the game. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Pistons. 11-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
They looked overmatched, GA. I thought they lacked aggressiveness and heart out there.
In building this lead, they've done a terrific job finishing their defensive sequences with the backboard. That has been key.
I like how Bill draws these type of fouls. Excellent at working the D and forcing their hand.
Injuries can play such a big part in a player's career. Which guys strike you, Chris, as the biggest what-if stories? Had they stayed healthy?
Shooting 2.
Wow. I mean, you got to start, in my mind, I got to go to, a guy like a Grant Hill. He was Mr. Triple-Double. You know, he and Jason Kidd, to me, were almost the same players, just in different bodies when Grant started his career off in Detroit. And to see him get injured, man, that just hurt me because he had so much potential. Even though he had a great career, I still think about him. How about Greg Oden, who got hurt in his senior year, had to shoot free throws with his left hand, and then he comes into the league, and the big fella just had to battle injuries, and feel sorry for that big fella because he was so skilled in the game.
And a new regime in Washington as they have moved on from the previous GM. A lot to do here.
Yeah, GA, and it's not an ideal cap situation to work with. Fans are excited to see what can be done. They need to land a few big free agents. It hasn't happened for the Wizards in a while.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
Here's Rose after the basket by Washington. Detroit, no good that time either.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
Here's Beal. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Thon Maker.
And did you see the maturation of Beal over time? I mean, I noticed it. He added more wrinkles and dimensions to his game. He's an impressive two-guard.
The Wizards have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, GA, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
And both free throws good for Beal.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Washington leading now by 16. Wall passes to Bertans. Over Maker. Bertans' shot is good.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Wizards making a switch here. Hachimura is checked in. And here's a look at some numbers for Wall.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
And Detroit has possession. They trail by 18. To stop the drought, he muscles it in through the contact, and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And that's a great play on the backboard for him. I mean, it's what we expect. All his second chance points do not come by accident.
The Pistons shooting their first free throw of the contest. You look back at the title teams for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, you know, dominate the Bulls of that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2014. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys, that was fun to watch as well.
Wizards leading by 15. Smith the pass to Hachimura. Here's Wagner. It's stolen by Maker. And now the Pistons fast break. Here's McCray, covered by Smith. Here's Wood. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. They get it back. Round kicks to Maker. Over in the corner, Wood. And the 3 off target.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And see, Webb, when Ish Smith goes to the rim, he is so deceptive. You just don't know where he'll go.
Yeah, Kevin, and sometimes I feel that Smith doesn't even know where he is going. You know, but he's a crafty player that keeps defenders off balance. With his change of speed, he gets the job done.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. A lot of player ejections in the playoffs last year. In fact, the highest in 3 decades. Seems like tensions, Chris, with the officials are still escalating.
Well, yeah, the relationship between the players and the referees, you know, it's always an ongoing process, and it's definitely getting better. But last year we had the highest number of new referees in the history of the NBA. And so you're going to have a growing pains when you have younger guys and understanding the culture of the league. But I like the way that we're going, and some of those rejections were warranted. Some of them weren't. I just look at that year as, that just happened. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to hold players and referees accountable to last season. I think we need a little bit more context before we make a decision on player ejections and flagrants and things like that. Just a little more research.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game. How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Pistons trail by 20. Here's McRae. 11 points for him in that last game against Atlanta. The pass to Griffin. 5 on the clock. Over Wall. Misses off the left iron.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, Greg, they've come out of the gate strong at both ends of the floor, just in total control so far.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Snell. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And so many issues for this Wizards team the last few seasons have been due to a lack of an inside presence.
Yeah, inside scoring has been a problem, GA. I mean, they've had to lean heavily on outside shooting. Also, though, they've been struggling with rebounding.
And the first one at the line is good.
And Chris, just how special was it to play for Detroit in your career? What relationship does this team have with their fans?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, being able to go home to the house that I grew up in, or to where my parents lived, and be able to go to the Pistons practice and to be part of it, to put on that jersey. It was so special, man. This team is a mainstay of the city. I mean, you feel like you can lift up the whole city when you play for the Pistons. It was such a special part of my career.
Here's Hachimura. No good. And Detroit the other way now. Brown wide open. He fires. No good off the back of the rim.
Come on. You got to get up on him and play some defense. They won't get away with that next time.
Basket good.
And he delivers another blow. Something's gotten into him this quarter. He's carrying them offensively.
Here's McRae. We've got 1:23 left here in the opening quarter. They get a hand on it. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. Pass to Bertans. Three-pointer. And the Wizards hit again from deep.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Detroit's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Here's Wood. Bertans defending. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointers. Snell. Hachimura grabs the miss. Washington's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Here's Wagner, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Brown outside. It's good from long range.
He's 1 for 4 to start the game. Now, I know he's disappointed with that, but we got a long way to go.
Now Smith, and looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Here's Hachimura. Here's Wagner. And, oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Resourceful move there, ending the period on a high note.
Yeah, great job of getting a look before the horn sounded and gaining some momentum.
John Wall getting it done for the Washington Wizards. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Bradley Beal talks about the significance of the life of Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr. to me, the first things I think of are sacrifice and leadership. The way he led this nation, the way he taught us about what it takes to sacrifice and what it takes to love your neighbor, and how better of a place the world would be if we all would just come together in unison. So Martin Luther King Jr. is definitely a great role model for us all in civilization.
A role model indeed. Dr. King Greg stood for justice and reconciliation. His impact lives on.
In the U.S. and abroad, and it's always an honor to take this day to recognize his legacy.
And welcome back to the 2K Sports broadcast of the NBA, celebrating Martin Luther King Day. And quite a position here for the Wizards to be in. What do you guys think?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Detroit, we've got McRae. Tony Snell is out there with Wood. Then there's Griffin, and it's Brown in at the 2.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Oh, yeah, bang, bang. An impressive sequence that has them fired up.
Detroit with the ball, following the bucket by the Wizards. Inside, laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Brown's got 5 points so far.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Now, here is Smith, down low. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Snell dishes to Griffin. That shot goes in. He now has 3 field goals and 6 misses today.
Oh, that's where Griffin makes a living, down low, getting points in the paint.
From the Wizards, they're shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. To the inside. The 11-footer. Rebound, Detroit.
Nice work to get good position inside. You just can't quite get as good a look as he wants.
Brown. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And the first one drops. Chris, what would you tell a young player that maybe a couple years ago burst onto the scene, were sensational, but have been plateauing, maybe even regressing a little bit?
I tell them success is a journey. That even if they would have won a Rookie of the Year award last year or a championship, that doesn't make them successful if they don't come with that same work ethic the next year. So if you've had a down year, that does not matter. You're supposed to learn from it and make this year better as well. So I would say get back to the drawing board, get back to working hard, watch a lot of tape, be honest with yourself, and focus on how to get better. Now, positive mentality, let's go forward.
Good direction. The Pistons have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Rose goes in, poke loose. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Wednesday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Sacramento Kings. And then on Friday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies.
And, you know, it hadn't been a good stretch for them lately, but that can all change when they come back home. Nothing cures a slide in the standings quite like a healthy home stretch.
Now here's Beal. He's coming off a 22-point game against Toronto.
And there was a lot he gave him on that other end of the floor. Don't forget about that. His defense was a big factor. He ended up with 3 steals.
Beal against Brown. In the corner, Kennard with it. Brown right side. Goes up the baseline. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
Oh, you hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
Here's Bell outside Beal. To the left wing. Six on the shot clock. Kicks it to Napier from past the arc. Drains it from beyond the arc.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Rose passes to Doumbouya. It's Kennard, top of the key. And yes, it's good.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Washington's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Napier passes to Hachimura. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3-ball in his last year of college, hitting over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Hachimura. Well, it's a new front office in Washington, and Greg, they've got their work cut out for them.
John Wall's huge Supermax contract as he deals with the Achilles injury. Tough questions to be answered about the direction they're going to take talent-wise.
Thon Maker's checked in for the Pistons. He hits both from the stripe.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love D.C. Oh, I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of D.C. love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital. An easy pass turns into a terrible turnover. And that's a possession wasted.
Ryan is checked in for Ian Mahinmi. And here's Napier. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Toronto.
Yeah, but it wasn't all about himself. I mean, he kept everybody else in the loop. His passing was tremendous.
Now here's Bryant. Shoots over Henson. Bryant's shot is good. Bryant's got 6. Here's Kennard. 14 points from him the last game against Atlanta.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Henson finds Rose. Bryant with the rebound. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Never any doubt where Bradley Beal's going with that pass. I mean, if he has a teammate that wide open, he's not going to miss it.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for the Detroit Pistons. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for him. Passes it to Kennard. Back to Rose. Clock at 6. He feeds it to Maker. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Maker's got his first points of the game.
There aren't many players as big as Maker. He realizes this. Nice work inside.
Beal with it. He has 7. And Bryant kicks to Napier. Pass to Beal. Here's Hachimura. And Henson pulls it down.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
For Washington, they've gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And that one's good. Hachimura.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. And there's the pass to Henson. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist by Henson.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Pass to Hachimura. Napier with it. Passes it to Hachimura. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Wizards need to get a shot off here. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
And a chance here to see the numbers for Beal. Just an incredible month of basketball. Averaging 22 points per, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Here's Kennard. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. And Kennard came into the league viewed mostly as a shooter, but he's been able to provide much more than that.
I mean, better than you think when he puts the ball on the floor. Learning how to lean into defenders and step back to open up the shot is a better playmaker than he gets credit for, and we should see him take on a larger role as he develops.
And he knocks down the first one. Chris, more and more we're seeing star players give their sneakers to fans at the end of games. Did you ever do that?
Oh, yeah, man. Especially when I was with Dada, I would give a pair of shoes away after every game.
Oh, great.
I really love doing it on the road. At home is really cool, but on the road is great because that's where you know that fan braved all those other fans and the elements to wear your jersey and to be the only one there. So you look for that kid. I used to look for the kid with the number 4 Weber jersey and be like, hey, kid, I know what you went through to wear that tonight. You make sure you go home with these bragging rights. Tell them these are fresh from the game when we beat your team, baby.
Yeah, that's a neat way to connect. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the foul against Detroit. For Washington, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
So he gets them both. Chris, what's your definition of most valuable player?
LeBron, Michael Jordan. Okay, okay, the best player in the league. That's my definition. Who makes players better? Who brings the fans into the game? There's only one type of player that's an MVP, and there's only about 6 guys any year that can be MVP. But if you're talking about guys that help you, let's say, are the best on a contract or getting the most bang for their buck, you got to look at guys like a Siakam. You know, he's just making over $2 million this season, still playing on that rookie contract. And those are the guys that are on their way up. So you can always find young talent playing for maybe less than what they should be getting at that time. But the most valuable player continues to be the top 6 players of the league, period.
And so it's Rose who brings the ball up for Detroit. Pass to Doumbouya. Here's Maker. Detroit, no good that time either. Washington's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. The drive by Beal. Bryant trying to free himself up. Beal can't get it to go. The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field here in the second. Kennard, the pass to Rose. He dishes it to Maker. Rebounded by the Wizards. Hachimura's got his 4th rebound in this one. Napier passes to Hachimura. Over Maker. Hachimura, no good.
It isn't the D that causes that miss. That's just a loss of concentration that time.
Rose kicks to Doumbouya. Back to Rose. Double team on Rose. And the pass to Kennard. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 3 assists in the game. Outside, Beal. Pass to Bryant. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. John Wall's checked in for the Wizards. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Woods checked in. On the wing, Bryant. 8 points for him. Outside, Wall. There's the 3. But they recover it. The second chance effort. Bryant's shot is off. For Detroit, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting here in the second. Here's Doumbouya. And another 3 for Detroit.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Washington's gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Napier passes to Bryant. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Bryant's got 10 points in the game.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
The Pistons have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter. Just under 50% shooting. At the top of the key, Maker. We've got 1:55 left in the first half of the game. Just 5 to shoot. And the basket is good. 8 points for him.
And his shot, I mean, has come around. I mean, for most of the first quarter, it looked like he might be in for a long night.
And Wall kicks to Napier. Back to Wall. It's stolen by Maker. Now Detroit moving it up. Here's Doumbouya. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And free throw shooting, not necessarily one of his strong suits, only about 70% on the season.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Bertans comes in for Bryant, and it's Ish Smith in for Napier. Then for the Pistons, Tony Snell's checked in for Kennard, and it's Jordan McRae in for Derrick Rose. That's good from Doumbouya. 1:27 left here in the second. Looking at Washington, they took the win in their last game out against the Raptors in Toronto. Pass to Wagner. Shoots a fader. Nice touch on the bank shot.
They have ridden him today, and it has paid off in a big way.
Detroit's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter, just 2 of 6 from long range. There's the feed to Doumbouya. 58 seconds left now here in the second. Three-pointers. Snell, that's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Washington leading now by 21. Smith kicks to Wall. Beal deciding where to go with it. Back to Wall. 6 to shoot. The 3. Detroit with the rebound.
And he hasn't been able to do much damage outside the three-point line. Just one triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Here's Smith after the basket by Detroit. Bertines passes to Beal. For 3. Rebounded by Maker. Here's Doumbouya. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Bill has quick instincts on D. He's fantastic at getting his hands up to contest shots.
And so it's Washington with a 19-point advantage heading into the next quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, you guys are down right now. How do you get back into the game?
Well, the thing about it is we got to have some want-to, some defensive toughness, some grit. We're not playing with that. I saw none of that in our first few minutes of the game. I've got to see some focus and some fire.
I know you'll look out for it, Case. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
After one half of play, it's been a one-sided affair. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. It was a great half of basketball from John Wall. He had 13 points and 4 assists. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Wizards.
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they're obviously facing a hot shooting team tonight. That combined with a lackluster effort on defense, recipe for disaster, Ernie. Without major improvements defensively, this game is OVA, over.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And thanks for joining us again, folks. 2K Sports broadcasting here on MLK Day, bringing you the NBA. An exceptional performance from John Wall.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Oh, you're so right, Greg. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the seams, getting to the rim, and then finishing strong.
Thanks again for joining us, and welcome back to our special Martin Luther King Day presentation of the NBA. Bryant is out there with Bell, and it's Wall, then there's Bradley Beal, and it's Napier in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Now here's Beal. On the wing, Bryant, defended by Henson, feeds to Wall. Bell trying to break loose. Wall's shot is off. Pistons trailed by 19. On up the court. Rose, no good.
That works just like they drew it up until the part where he short arms the player. That's nice hustle up the court. I mean, a nice pass to reward that hustle.
And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Pistons. No good, shot missing. Good D by Bell.
He has shot them in the foot with his inability to make shots tonight.
And when you think of Jordan Bell, you think of do-it-all big man.
Specifically how strong he is on defense. Great timing for blocking shots, good hands, and can guard anybody out on the floor. Can finish plays as well when moving at the hoop.
And here's Rose after the three-pointer from Bradley Beal. And Doumbouya now top the key. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. first minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Clock is at 3. Here's Griffin.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
Here's Napier. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Rose.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
Free throw drops for Napier. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. The Pistons have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Detroit, no good that time either.
That's a big donut, folks, here to start the second half. 4 straight they've missed.
And there it is for him. 12 points for Beal.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Outside Rose. Here's Griffin. Knocks it loose. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. And the Eastern Conference has been fun to watch. A lot of focus as always this year. And as we hit the midseason surge, let's check out the standings and how they're shaping up. You look at the Wizards. They're down in 10th place here in the middle part of the season. They'll need to make a move soon. And checking out Detroit, just a couple spots back.
And right now for the Pistons, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
We all know talking the talk is easy, but carrying through, that's another story. The naysayers' predictions were basically on point.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Rose. His last 10 games, he's putting up about 16 points a game, 6 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he has been passing the ball like a virtuoso. That's what really stands out about these recent performances.
Hey, every symphony needs a conductor. He unifies his teammates, sets the tempo, and they make some sweet, sweet music.
Now here's Rose. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Detroit. Now here's Napier. He's covered by Rose. Pass to Bell. Over Griffin. Another one falls for Washington.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And the Pistons with possession here. They're scoreless since the first half. Now here's Rose. Napier covering. Outside Griffin. They need this. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg. But he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1 3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. Well, Blake Griffin has been working on that three-pointer now, Chris, for a while. Has gotten to where it's a factor.
Yeah, Kevin, and you're right. And for Blake, he doesn't need to make a ton of threes for it to be effective. All he has to do is keep the defense honest with it so they respect it enough where it opens up the rest of his offense.
And Washington making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. And he's good on the second.
I mean, I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Here's Bell. Here's Wall. He kicks the Bell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's his first trip to the line.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
The first one falls.
And remember now, Bell was a second-round pick, and he thought he should have been higher. Plays with a chip on his shoulder. I like
it. And so Bell nails both of them. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And stolen by Napier. Bell up on top, goes up, throws down the breakaway jam.
Talk about agility. Bell moves like a running back. When the break is on, he's quick, athletic.
Here is Rose. No good on that one. Good D by Bell.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
And the aggressiveness of Wall feels like no one can guard him when he's hot.
Here's Kennard. 8 points for him. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. And the Wizards making a change here. Hachimura is checked in. And a switcher also for Detroit. Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Rose. And so it's Detroit with the ball. Here's Kennard. Count it. Kennard's got 10 points.
Oh, look, when the D will give it to you, that's where you want your shots coming from. Arm's length from the bucket.
Wall passes to Mahimi. Great D that time from Griffin. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Here's Kennard. 10 points for him. Six on the shot clock. Pulls up. Here's Griffin. Rebound by John Wall. Wall's got his 4th rebound in this one. Napier passes to Bell. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Detroit's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. The shot by Knight, no good. Here's Washington now. They're on a 19-3 run right now. Throws it up high.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And, well, Detroit shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. And there's the foul. It'll go on Shabazz Napier. That's his first foul. Ish Smith, he's checked in for Napier. Maker's checked in for the Pistons. There's the pass to Kennard. Griffin with it. Outside Knight. Just 4 to shoot. Over Smith. The shot by Knight, no good.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
And with this break, let's bring up the list of the dominant rookie rebounders in the NBA this season. Well, you look at Hachimura, one of the game's best, second in the league.
And, you know, rebounding was a skill that I thought would translate to the NBA for him. We knew he could board with the best of them, and he has not disappointed.
That free throw missing.
And although he started playing the game later in life, Hachimura has picked it up well, and exciting young player to watch.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Tony Snell's checked in for Luke Kennard, and it's Jordan McRae in for Brandon Knight. So he comes up empty at the line.
Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past, respected coach who has won Coach of the Year, but the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
Brown dishes to Griffin. Back to Brown. Got it. Good job in the low post. Brown's got 9.
Oh, that's not the kind of interior defense you want. Way too slow to protect the rim.
Pass to Hachimura. Passes it to Mahimi. Inside. Here's Wall. Smith for 3. And good. Coming off the assist by Wall. Wall's got assist number 8 here in this one already. Detroit's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. McRae passes to Maker. Dishes to Brown. Tries a 3. Pistons working now with a new shot clock. Here's McRae, covered by Smith. Back to Maker. That shot misses. Good D by Bell. Washington's gotten the 3 ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Wall, no luck. Pistons shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. Griffin's shot is off.
His bad night from the field is only going to get worse if he keeps throwing up shots like that.
Smith the pass to Mahimi, and he uses the glass on the layup. Mahimi's got his second basket of the game.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Knocked away. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wall.
And let's see some of the numbers on John Wall. The last 10 games, he has been on a heck of a run, averaging about 23 points per, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
Here's what Washington's going with right now. Wagner, he's checked in for Mahimi. And Davis Bertans subbed in for Bell. Here's Snell. Bertans defending. Snell, no good.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
He's a big-time athlete. Wall loves to attack in transition. Incredible speed end to end.
Here's McRae. Brown outside. Pass to Wood. From deep. McRae, no good. Washington's gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the 3 ball well.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
So it's Detroit now. The pass to Wood. The dish to Brown. Pass to McRae. 5 on the clock. They could use a bucket. Bertans grabs the board.
Oh, the defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
Wall finds Smith. Down low. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Hachimura's got 6 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Knocked loose. Passes it to Brown. And here is Maker. To the middle. Here's McRae. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on John Wall. Pistons have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight. 7 for 10.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw, and the Pistons making a change here. Doumbouya is checked in. He hits the second from the line. And it's Wall with the ball for the Washington Wizards. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Pass to Smith. There's the triple. Rebound, Detroit.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
Oh, man, did you see him close that gap? What a great job. He made the shooter feel uncomfortable.
2 shots. Foul. 2.
Pistons have had 12 attempts at the line, making 8 so far.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Maker. Bradley Beal's checked in for the Wizards. Both good from the line that time. .158 left in the third quarter of the game. Now here's Wall. Not a lot of room. And that one, good. Wagner's got 10.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And there's 1:45 left in the third quarter. Now, Doumbouya. He's got 9. Kicks it to Snell. The pass to McRae. Just 5 on the clock. Rebound by the Wizards. Bertans got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Wall. Makes it off the glass. Wall's got 21.
He's very good at staying in control on his drives, and with Wall's amazing speed, it's not easy to stay in control.
1:09 left in the third. McRae passes to Snell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
first one falls for him. And so Snell nails both of them. Washington has gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Back to Beal from downtown. Doumbouya pulls it in. The Pistons shooting a low 30% mark from the field. That's a 2 from Snell. Wall grabs the board. Wall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Pass to Bertans. Lets it go with a 3. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Bertans got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
And Detroit has possession. There's 18 seconds left to play in the third. Now here's Doumbouya. He's got 9. 5 to shoot. For the 3. No good there. And so it's Washington enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And welcome back to our special presentation of the NBA for Martin Luther King Day. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Doumbouya is out there with Wood. Then there's McCray. And it's Luke in at the shooting guard. McCray kicks to Galloway. Here's McCray. Passes it to Galloway. Kept alive. Here's Wood. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Oh, it's simple. When you fail to put a body on someone, you're inviting a breakdown on the defensive glass.
Here's Bonga. And along with the association, we've seen the growth of the G League, the WNBA, the 2K League. Chris, which of those have you followed the most?
Well, first let me say I should have been drafted by the 2K League because I'm really not. Matter of fact, anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I will beat you in the game that I'm talking on right now. But secondly,
I know you will.
I love the WNBA, from Lisa Leslie to Cheryl Swoops to my girl Candace Parker. Are you kidding me? The skill set of these ladies, oh, they have game. And I can't say I follow one the most because even the G League and their all-star game I follow. Right now it's a great time for hoops, and all 3 of these leagues I'm in on.
That one falls for Bertans. Brandon Knight, he's checked in for McCray. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. There's Galloway. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Brown.
Now, you don't see that very often. A wide open 3 is usually like a layup for him.
And Bryant the bucket on the assist by Brown.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah. Horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Here's Bonga. Here's Pertinis. Goes back up. And it's blocked. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's foul number 2 for him. And Washington making a change here. Mahimi's checked in. And a switcher also for Detroit. Henson's checked in. Detroit's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union. Prospect attendance, Chris, at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Now here's Henson. Bryant comes with the double team. It's stolen by Bryant.
He didn't turn it over once in the first half. All of a sudden, he's giving them one gift after another gift after another.
Robinson, that's good.
Look, that's a nice play. You need low post scoring to keep your offense balanced.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Pass to Galloway. Up again. Here's Wood. And at last, they get one to fall. And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Wizards. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. It sets in motion a 4-game road trip for them. Over in the corner, Brown. Up top, Mahimi. Defended by Henson. 4 on the shot clock. And Robinson wide open. He shoots. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Chris, it seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because, it's tough to win a championship. But to be a perennial bottom dweller, basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year comes the first game, we think, hey, we could win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league can find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
First free throw is good. Griffin's checked in for the Pistons. Second free throw, no good. The Pistons have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. Jacks up a 3. A nice shot by Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Bonga. He dishes it to Robinson. To the paint. Here's Mahimi. He can't get that one to fall. And it's Detroit the other way. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Nice running. And slam dunk by Henson.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
And how about then not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Now, here's Mahimi. Shoots over Henson. The shot by Mahimi, no good. Here's Mikhailuk. Offline with his three. Washington's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Brown finds Mahimi. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. More star players changing teams. The word tampering comes up, Chris. Is the league striking the right balance on enforcement?
Oh, yes. And, you know, Commissioner Silver, he knows all the tricks. He doesn't want it to be a police state, but he knows a wink from a wink.
Right,
you know what I mean? So you got to draw some lines. But, again, how do you stop it? I mean, you know, if I'm playing on the Lakers and I say, wow, you know, I think Anthony Davis has the best eyebrows in the world. You know, you got to let me say that. And, you know, if that's recruiting, it's recruiting. So it's a fine line. And hopefully the players have some fun with it. And hopefully Commissioner Silver does his best to police it while everyone at the same time is working through with integrity.
Mahimi hits them both. The Pistons have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Now the pass to Henson. Pass to Mikhailuk. Clock at 6. No good there. Nice D from Bryant.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
Yeah, you can see why he's established that reputation. Strong understanding of how to defend at the rim.
And here is Knight. Passes to Griffin. Looking to get it going. And it's sent back by Bryant. Brown outside. Goes up on the high post. Bryant's shot is off. Detroit's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Again, the miss by the Pistons. For Washington, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold. Robinson. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Two-time NBA champion Michael Thompson says the arm muscles, Chris, on today's players don't measure up with what they used to be. Is that even important?
You know what? He's right, but I don't know how important that is unless, you know, you just want to bring the gun show to the games and pull out the arms and the curls and say, check out these muscles. But now I think, you know, it's a lot different. And make no mistake, even though that is a true comment, the players of today are much more athletic than his day and my day. And I think that's because of technology. They understand core strength. They understand dieting. They understand rest. And so many, they're privy to so much information that we didn't have. But, yeah, no more curls. It doesn't seem like there are any more Karl Malone 24-inch pythons, brother, out there in any of these games.
Bell is checked in for Bryant. And he sinks the second. And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. Outside Knight. Some solid defense from Brown. Washington's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Yeah, because it's so hard to prevent transition scores. Whenever you get an opportunity to get out and run, you take it.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
And Chris, underclassmen entering the draft, they can now hire agents, get help attending workouts, and still retain their eligibility. Do you like that move?
I love the move, Kevin. You know what it does? It helps less to fall by the wayside. So you come out of college, you don't know how good you are. You don't, you know, it's based off ego, how hard you worked, family and friends telling you, go, 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 get the money. But what's your testing ground? You don't know. You don't have a full context. So I love the fact that it lets you go out there and see. And if you have any trepidation, go back to school. You got another year. So, yes, I love this move.
Excellent. C-Web, excellent. Here's Robinson. Following the basket by Blake Griffin. A 3-ball. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Knight dishes to Griffin. Count the basket. Griffin's got 4 points in the quarter.
Now, they've tailored their offense around him. And let me tell you, he loves playing in this system.
Here's Bonga. It's Robinson high post. Right wing. Fires it up. Bonga, no good.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Yeah, that's not his spot. Plain and simple. Just trying to force something is rarely a good idea.
Fast break. Here they come. Oh, Griffin in position. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And the chemistry Griffin has with his teammates, he's so good at realizing when to jump for the alley-oop.
Washington shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Outside Robinson. It's Bell on the wing. Back to Robinson. Rebounded by the Pistons. Out to the right wing. Puts up a 3. Galloway, no good.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
Robinson passes to Brown. The Wizards with another miss. Detroit's gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Oh, man, awful display from him so far. But you know he's going to keep working to try to turn it around.
Here's Bonga. Back to Robinson. And he can't stop this drought. Another miss. The Pistons shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Chris, I read this the other day, the NBA announcing the development of the BAL, the Basketball African League. They feel there's a lot of untapped potential there. I would tend to agree.
I'm so excited. I already put my name in the hat to go out there and work with and help develop these kids. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, just think about this. You want to know what type of talent is out there? Let's just start with Akeem. Then we go to Mutombo, Embiid. He's from Cameroon. How about Antetokounmpo, who has Nigerian parents? I mean, we can keep on going. How about Ibaka help find Siakam? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
There's some talent out there, baby. And, yes, I'm excited for the BAL, the Basketball African League. Africa, stand up, baby.
Smith checked in for the Wizards. And Detroit with a change here, too. Wood, he's checked in for Henson. And he makes both free throws.
That's what they want to see from him, attacking, getting whistles, and maybe causing some foul trouble.
Washington's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Brown outside. Pass to Bell. And it's Smith, top of the key. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Solid shot selection from Smith. Phenomenal at measuring these type of looks.
The Pistons shooting 31%, not looking sharp offensively, to say the least. Here's Galloway, guarded by Robinson. Knight on the wing from about 16. Griffin, and Griffin stays with it.
And the timing Griffin has on the glass, he seems to know exactly when to leap up for rebounds.
Robinson with it. And there's the pass to Smith. Outside Robinson. Here's Bell. That one wide left. Detroit with the ball. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. Griffin's shot is good.
Look out, everybody. Blake Griffin is having one of those nights. And when he's in this kind of mood, he is frightening.
Now, here is Smith. Down low. Here's Robinson. He feeds it to Bell. It's rebounded by Mikhailuk. Mikhailuk's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Wizards.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
That's breathing a huge sigh of relief, guys. They're on their way to a win here, avoiding losing all 4 games of the season series.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Wall.
It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel.
Now here's Brown, following the miss by Griffin. Pass to Mahinmi. The feed to Robinson. That shot missing. Great D that time from Griffin.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. The Wizards making a switch here. Bonga's checked in. And a switcher also for Detroit. Doomboy is checked in for Blake Griffin. Good on the second free throw.
They're looking to get the most out of every possession. Frustrated to miss even 1 free throw right now.
Here's Bonga. He's guarded by Knight. And they call an illegal screen here.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, you can't blame the ref for making that call at all. The defense in general is already at such a disadvantage as it is.
Pass to Mikhailuk. The three-pointer off the mark.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, he just hit a rough patch. He's trying to climb out of it, but he hasn't been successful.
Now Robinson. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. John, this team go. What is it like having him with you out there?
We just enjoy playing with each other. He makes things easy for me, pushing the ball in the fast breaks and having the opportunity to find him, and also getting open shots for myself. And he's helped me want to be consistent with my jump shot and making shots and trusting my energy and stuff.
You guys are growing together, John. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.